you have the most valuable thing on the planet Earth, but then nor you'll actually guide potential. These letters are false sense of measurements and false sense of measuring one's potential. That is why some of the students that, if you look at today, some of the students who got D's and F's or dropped out of school and didn't finish school, they are wildly successful today. Why? Because those children didn't care to be graded by the indoctrination system and to prove that they can sit there and be programmed for long enough and to do things as they're technically told. They thought about extracting different ways. In design thinking, it's about observing, right? Taking insights and making different decisions. And everything has a design, right? Instagram has a design. It has, you see the little live thing right there above the person, so it sets your eyes still within this space. You got the little click right here at the end. It tells you that you can click over. You know, you got, if you want to interact with it, you have to press a button a certain way, a way that you can turn around. It has the way where you can pin your topic here at the bottom. This is the design. So you know you have to interface with the design a certain way. You have to pin stuff at the bottom. You have to click this button at the top. You have to utilize these other parts of this app in order for you to send it out to people, to if I wanted to pull up a picture, you know what I mean, to talk about my book. Like this would be an abstract way of marketing, right? The technical sense is post a picture of your book and allow people to see it and allow them to make a decision where they want to interact with the book and go buy or not. Another technical way of just asking people to buy something. The abstract way will be more so giving them value. Now, I'm going to explain this in a format, and this is something that's in a book talking about Leonardo da Vinci and Basquiat. If Leonardo da Vinci and Basquiat were to paint the same picture, it would not come out the same way. Basquiat was an abstract, or Basquiat was a technical artist, right? Basquiat was a technical artist. A technical artist is one who does things as they are. So, Leonardo. So if Leonardo was to paint this, he would paint it exactly as it is. Or let's use the gold water. He would paint it exactly as it is to the detail, right? And if it was Basquiat, he wouldn't paint it directly to the detail. It would carry the same sense and emotion and feeling that one can sense from what he is conveying, but he would do it with a different measurement of emotion. Now let me take this away. He would do it with a different measurement of emotion, because to do things technical requires no emotion. It requires no feeling, right? It's just doing things as they are. It requires, the number one thing is no creativity. Right? So interacting with things and using technique in a technical sense requires no change at all. Right? So the creative capacity is saying that I'm going to draw this, but I'm going to do it my way. And then I'm still going to convey the same feeling of what that picture means or represents. That's art. Right? So when we see an abstract painting, it communicates a feeling to us. That's art. Right? That's abstracting different ways. So I seen an artist on Instagram. The artist, and I'm sure some of you all may have seen it, the artist was painting upside down. He also had boxing gloves on one time, and he was jabbing the picture. Boom, 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 boom. And he had paint on his boxing gloves. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, wow, that's dope. And when he turned it around, it was a picture of Mayweather, right? So this is an artist who technically his paintings, the results of his paintings are just as good as any other artist. But his abstract manner of marketing and his abstract manner and his creative capacity towards design thinking allowed him to interact with things in a different way. So when the world seen it, they said, oh, this artist is dope. He's talented. If that artist would have just showed them his results, like this is what I did, it is what it is technically, then people wouldn't have been as impressed. But he was able to make himself a world-renowned artist because he extracted a different way of doing things, his creative capacity, right? So I see a lot of artists that get on here and a lot of business that get on here and they say, okay, what's the way you do business? In school, they teach you a technical way. This is the way you do business. This is the technique. Use the technique. It works, right? So these people use the technique and it doesn't work for them. They don't know what to do. They ass out because they get this education. And in today's time, education can be outdated because things are fast-paced, moving all the time. Science, technology, society, politics, human beings, structures, constructs, all these different things are moving. So let's go back to the school child. There's a school child who was in school and he was the loud one in school. Or he wanted to do things differently. Or he wanted to solve the problem of math outside the way that he was being taught and the technique that he was given. Because he said, you know what, this is the way my mind come up with the answer. I know you want me to solve it a particular way, but I can't do it your way. I have to do it my way. I have to abstract a different way. Guess what? I'm still going to get good results. It's the same student that was rebellious against the teacher when he heard history and multiple different things. Now that teacher said this child doesn't have those society skills that's going to be necessary in order for them to be successful in this world, right? And a lot of those children actually believed that. They grew up thinking that they were no good, that they didn't have those skills to be successful. Then there's this thing called social media. It comes about. Social media is abstract. It's different. These children interact with things the same way they were interacting with it the way they were in school, right? When they was getting the bad grades. That same child that was the student that was trying to make everybody laugh, right? Instead of sitting there and doing their work, right? The same student that was taught that they were outspoken and that they were rebellious to the teacher. That same student is now influencing the teacher's children, right? That same student that was getting the F's and that was a class clown, that same student has hired the person with the technical skills. Why? Because now they became a world famous comedian or entertainer. See, the point that I'm getting to is this. When you get stuck in this technical thinking, you don't learn how to extract different ways for adaptation and learning. So when you see Google, they have to hire, now they have to hire individuals who don't have schooling. They hire individuals who weren't educated because these people don't have the technical thinking, right? So they don't have this programmed box. They can interact with the design in a different manner and they can adapt different ways on how these things should be utilized because they have creative capacity. So the indoctrination system of school kills a lot of people's creative capacity. As a child, we are always questioning things. The child mind is curious. It wants to know why things are this way. It questions the teacher, which means that you're questioning authority. You're questioning your parents. You're questioning the design of the world. Why are things like this way? How come it can't do this? In the design thinking, you see things for as they are and what they can be, right? So you're saying, what if we change this, that, and the third? So guess what? They gave those same children a phone. Oh, they gave those same children a platform. And instead of doing things a technical way, like everybody tells them to do their whole life, they said, let me go ahead and interact with this in an abstract manner. Let me utilize my creative capacity. So a lot of people, when they got, whether it was Tumblr, whether it was Facebook, Instagram, any of these different things, they said, you know what? I'm about to go ahead and make myself famous. I'm about to use this as my media center. This is my new agent. This is my new communication platform. This is my way of speaking to the world. But technically, this is just a photo sharing app. And a lot of people are going to use it in the technical sense, the photo sharing app sense.